What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and look who's back. A lot has changed since the last time that Joeboy was here. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
How you feeling, young legend, young boss?
Yes, I'm good. I feel good. I feel great. No, I'm actually tired.
You are?
I've been touring.
You've been on the road, and you've been taking long flights.
Yeah.
So you did a tour that started in Australia?
Yeah, Australia. We've done Australia. We did Europe.
Sheesh.
And then we've done a couple of dates in the
Those
US.
time zones will kill you, too.
Yo, I fell sick like 2-3 times. Yeah. Yeah.
How was Australia? I've never been there.
It's beautiful. That's actually somewhere I can decide to go settle down. Like,
Wow, you would move to Australia?
I would, actually. There's one particular city I really like, Perth. Like, it's just, and it's not like you're missing out on anything. It's well developed. Like, there's fun stuff to do. The weather is nice.
I heard the women are beautiful in Australia, too. I've definitely heard that.
100%, yeah.
How long is that flight then from Lagos?
Okay, from Lagos, it took us like 3 flights. So I'd say about 2 days.
Shit, that's commitment.
Yeah.
So how was it? What did you learn from all this? And the reason I call you Young Legend is because you now are on your own label.
Yes, ma'am.
Young Legend. That's a big deal.
Thank you.
And you're only, 27 now?
I'm 28 now.
28 now?
Yeah, I just clocked 28 like, how many days ago? Like 10 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Let me see. What sign is that?
Gemini.
Oh.
Yeah. Why do people always give me that look when I say I'm Gemini? Like,
because Gemini are known for being like multiple personalities.
Is that a bad thing? No, I won't even say multiple personality. I think we just mirror based on the kind of energy we get from people. Yeah.
Okay. I will say this. There's like good Geminis and evil ones.
Yeah, I'm the good one.
You're the good one.
Hopefully.
Okay. Innocent. But anyway, so talk to me about what that's like for you now, just being your own boss, but also being responsible for other people.
Yeah. I'd say it's really like brought out a different level of discipline for me. Because now I know like it's not just about me anymore. Like there's a number of people that I have to always like think about when I'm making decisions and all of that. So it's giving me more sense of responsibility. So I don't see that as even a bad thing. I think it's definitely helped me to become a better person in all aspects of my life. Like I'm reading books now, I'm doing accounts. Like, so it's not just me just focusing on the music and all of that. I'm actually like growing as a person too. So yeah, I love it. Yeah.
How many artists do you have signed so far?
Okay, so right now we have just one person that we're working with. His name is King Vidar. He's very, very talented and he's going to come up, and I can't wait for the world to see.
How did you find him?
I met him through one of my closest producers, Beats by Seale. That was about 4 years ago. And we've been talking, and he sends me his music, and I just really, really believe in the story, and I was like, yo, let's work together. Yeah.
Oh, it is a little scary too when you have other people, because some artists, it's hard to sign to another artist. People will tell you that, but it also can be the biggest benefit. Somebody who knows what you're going through and can open up. It's a different type of conversation.
Yeah, because I was also signed to an artist, Mr. Easy.
Yeah.
And I got to learn a lot. I got to understand the game, and I think it just gives you a better level of understanding as a label owner too, because you can see things from both perspectives as a label exec and also as an artist. So it helps you balance it out. Yeah.
It's interesting because even when your career took off, you managed to finish school first.
Yeah.
Do you think school helped you with doing what you're doing
Definitely, because now I'm now understanding the importance of the course I studied. I studied industrial relations and personal management. So now I know how to talk to people, deal with people on the business side. So now becoming an exec on the side too has helped me bring what I learned to the forefront. So yeah, definitely did. And I'm just happy that things took off immediately after I finished school. Like I finished school,
made everybody
2019
happy.
And Baby drops, and the first breakthrough single dropped, and it was like perfect timing.
And that's crazy because even it's interesting when people put out a first single, but you don't know what they look like necessarily.
Yeah.
And it really did take off.
Yeah, it did.
Which is also a rare thing to happen. Usually people are like constantly. Was that the first? Like, what's the first song you ever did?
Okay, the first song I ever did. That was officially. That was Baby Girl. That was 2017. That was 2017. Yeah, that was the first song I ever did. Then I started putting out covers after that. Then I had one song with Mr. Easy, Faji. Then after Faji was Baby. Yeah.
How do you think that development was like for you? Because before Baby came out and then being signed to an artist, and sometimes you could be impatient too. Like, why is this not doing what I wanted to do right away?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that fear also comes in because like when we dropped the song, when I dropped the song with Mr. Easy, it wasn't even like it was doing well. It was doing well, but it just wasn't the breakthrough song. But it got me access to the industry. And me, I was very, very patient. I just knew that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time as long as I stayed consistent, you know. But yeah, I'm human. Sometimes you feel like, this thing should be more than this, you get me? But I really, really believe in taking action regardless of results. So I just kept moving and it's paying off, yeah.
Because it's something that you love to do.
Yeah, I definitely, the reason I started making music was because I was just so excited about the idea of being able to create something. That was why I started making music. I wasn't doing this for fame or whatnot, but I'm happy because everything just aligned for good. Yeah.
I've seen you even say with the video for Baby, you were like, I didn't even want to be.
Yeah, I was just like, let's just do the animations and Easy was like, nah, man, you're gonna go out there.
You gotta let people see what you look like. Sometimes it's a big unveil too, because I think it's interesting. There's been a few artists who have come out and we have no idea, like, who is this? What do they look like? Sometimes even. Like with Santi Gold, when she first came out, she's a good friend of mine, and she was an artist back then where she was doing kind of like a rock type of sound, but she's black. And sometimes people categorize you based off of also where you're from, or And so sometimes if people could just hear the music, it shouldn't even matter.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy that people like got to love me for the music even before they knew how I looked like or who I was, and it just really helps you like create really, really core fans without doing too much.
But the ladies do like you, so that's a plus.
Shout out to the ladies.
How have you been dealing with that? I mean, listen, the new album, Viva La Vida, sounds like you're having a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Viva La Vida means kind of basically living your life.
Yeah, living life, living free, and that's the headspace I'm at. Because I'd say when I started off, you know, it was like unfamiliar territory. I was a bit like, should I do this? Should I do this? Like always like just sometimes overthinking steps, you know, but at this point I'm definitely way more confident and I just do stuff that really like resonates with me and I push it to the best of my ability, and I'd say that's one of the most beautiful points you can be as a creative, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even thinking about, like, you start the song off with Innocent.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of things that you've been through right now have made you not be able to be so innocent anymore?
100%. Like it's been 6 years. I've been 6 years in the forefront of Afrobeat music, and it definitely exposes you to a lot.
Mm-hmm. But you also don't want to lose that type of like letting things happen and trusting it and believing it, because sometimes the more you've been through, the more your walls are up.
To
be able to accept and like, how do you even say, okay, this person likes me for who I am?
Yeah, so I try to like be observant of like people's energies, you know, like, and I just like focus more on actions than words, because people can say anything, you know, but from their actions you can really tell their intentions. So I just like to see things from an action-based perspective. So that really helps me. But at the end of the day, I can't read minds. At least I can't read minds. Or intentions, but we keep it going as it goes. Yeah.
What are your, like, when you think about what you want when it comes to not just business but also in a partner, what are the things that you're looking for?
I'd say somebody that just understands the kind of person I am, somebody that also like wants more for themselves, so we can also like push each other, and somebody that has a mind of their own, like they don't do things just because of validation or how they want to be seen. You understand me? And so I'd say I don't really have like they call it spec. I don't have a spec. If our energies align, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting to me, because even you just, Streets Are Lonely. That's another song that's on the project that people, and I really like that song too. Yeah. So where did that come from, and what was your mindset? What was going on with you when you did Streets Are Lonely? Because they are. People be like, Angela, you do not want to be back outside on these streets. It's not easy.
Yeah, because it's true. The streets are lonely. I'd say is situations where maybe you're in a relationship and sometimes it seems like, you can get better outside or whatnot, but there's this saying, the grass is green where you water it, you know. So like, as long as it's somebody that you're with and you know you guys are willing to make things work out, just like try to make it work, you know, instead of just like moving on to the streets, because like I said, streets are cold.
Fun too sometimes though.
Yeah, but for me, I'm at that point where I don't think I'm missing out on anything anymore. I think I've experienced all I need to
experience. Already? You're only 28. You just turned 28.
I'm telling you, I think I've experienced all I need to experience on the streets. No, I just want to.
I need that crazy. What's a good street story for Joeboy?
A good street story.
I need a good street story.
Should I really go into detail?
Yes, please. We want to hear this. Come on.
Yes, yeah. So definitely, I've met a lot of like really really great people, and we've had a lot of fun, like stuff like just like because I like to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I like to travel.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, and I do. Look, I actually enjoy it. I enjoy it. So sometimes we could just like decide, okay, let's go to some country where nobody can know who I am or what, and I'll just pack our bags and we'll go and just live like normal people and just have fun. I'd say that's one of like the memories I remember when I was in the streets.
That's a benefit because you get into when you get into the money, you can be like,
no, just like
bring your passport.
Let's go. And me, like I got to meet a lot of people that were on my wavelength too, that love to travel. So I'm like, let me fly you out. Let's go.
There's
to
no
Greece.
woman that doesn't love to travel. I just want to put that out there.
You sure?
Who doesn't? What woman is gonna? If you tell her, pack your bags, let's go.
No, it was even the other way around. Like sometimes they tell me like, "Yo, are you free? Let's go." Like,
okay.
Like you get me? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
So if you were gonna say you met somebody and you wanted to say, pack your bags, let's travel, where would you pick to go if you wanted to impress somebody on a first trip?
Let me see. Has to be St. Lucia.
Ooh.
Lucia.
Okay, St. Lucia.
St. Lucia is vibes. I really enjoy that. The weather, the fact that it's close to the water, the sun is out. The food is good. Not as good as Nigerian food though, but still okay.
Gotta put that out there. That's amazing because if you think about it, just think like 6 years ago, there's so many places your passport is stamped up.
Yo, I have like I've had 3 passports so far and they're filled up.
Dang.
They're filled up. Yeah. I have to get a 4th one soon. Yeah.
Are you documenting all this?
Definitely. I have like so my phone. Anytime I buy a phone, I make sure I buy like 1 terabyte space. So I'm just recording. Even if I don't post it yet, I'm always recording, taking content, and I just like keep them. I'm definitely going to put out like a documentary soon for sure.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So Viva La Vida, you've said that this is your best album to date.
Yeah.
And first of all, I want to, just as a disclaimer, I feel like every artist is going to say that about their latest project. No one's going to be like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's allowed. It's allowed still.
But I want to know why you say that.
Yeah, because this was the one I'd say I really, really just... I really, really enjoyed making because I got to experiment a lot, you know. So from... As a creative, this is my favorite album yet. Yeah, my favorite album yet. Yeah.
Is it hard to, and I know people say this all the time, but to have had huge hits, I mean, I was looking at 172 million views on YouTube alone.
He's 172 already.
Yeah, 172 million. And by the way, there's other versions of it.
There's the visualizer, like there's a lyric video. This one's still like 40, 50 M. Yeah.
And so that's something that is a unicorn in itself. That is not something that most people will accomplish. Yeah. So when you're making music, what is like? Do you put pressure on yourself to say, "How am I going to outdo what I've done in the past"?
No, absolutely not. I think that's a slippery slope, and it can also like cause a creative block for you if you're always trying to recreate the last major thing you did. Because while I was making that song, I wasn't thinking that way. I was just creating. And I know that as long as you keep creating, you always like put out amazing stuff. Some might not do the same numbers as your big ones, but as long as like it's like a story. Like a story, you just keep it moving, you just keep it going. At the end of the day, I made those songs. Like, it's me. So I just have to keep going. Yeah.
What's your baby on this album? I'm going to say that I love the video on the song Taxi Driver and the whole idea behind that. Yeah. What would you say is your baby on this album?
My baby on this album is definitely Magdalene. Because I'd say I'd not done that tempo in a sec, that kind of like upbeat kind of tempo in a sec. And the song really, really like tested me when we were creating it. I had to like really like
challenge
and challenge myself, you know. So I'd say Magdalene, and I'm happy with the way it came out, and I'm happy that it's finally out and people are loving it.
How did that come about as far as the creation of it, since it was something different for you?
Okay, so shout out to Tempo. Tempo is the producer. He also produced Sip.
Yeah, Tempo is your guy.
Yeah, it's my guy. Yeah, and whenever we decide to create something, there's one thing that we always like align. Like, okay, we need to do something different. That's the way we create. Just me and Tempo. Like, we always like decide on doing something different that is not like on the current wave or soundscape. And it was like, you know what, let's go this direction. And it was so funny because I was thinking about the sound already. I was like, I really want to try something a bit Middle Eastern and with like some Indian influences on it. And it was like, I have one particular demo for you, and he played the beat for Magdalene, and we just decided to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, because I feel like a lot of these songs have a different sound, like in itself, standing alone.
Yeah.
Even the song with Olamide.
Yeah,
that's a nice, different type of sound too, and that's a great collab. And I also saw the post and the shout out for you too.
Yeah, Badu was actually the one that influenced that song, because he sent me the instrumental, like, yo, Joe, let's do something like this. Like, people have not heard you do something like this. Let's do this together.
So you did a lot of experimenting.
Yeah, definitely on this album. This is actually my most experimental album for sure.
You feel like being a boss and having traveled also so much internationally was a big influence?
Definitely, because as at the time I was making a considerable amount of the album, I was doing shows in like Northern Africa and Arabian side. Like we had a show in Saudi Arabia, we had a show in Qatar, we had a show in Dubai. I had a show in India.
Wow.
Yeah, so like,
been everywhere.
Yeah, and everywhere I go, I'm always like checking out the music. I speak to people there. What kind of music do you guys listen to? What's really the current sound? Yeah, and that I think that's the beauty of making music, like being dynamic enough. And thankfully, I'm blessed and privileged to travel. So it's only right that I tap from different cultures. Yeah.
Going back to Taxi Driver, seeing you as a taxi driver was actually quite interesting. And it also makes me think, because I think I take Ubers like multiple times a day. And sometimes the driver can be very chatty with me.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, like, people have literally, usually it's the other way around. When you're a passenger, you know, you're having conversations, but even in the video, you could see people are going through some things in life.
Yeah, like everybody goes through some stuff. Like, I don't think there's anybody that just has like a jolly good life, no matter how. No matter how he wants to make you seem.
That's when you really slump in.
Yeah, because you're on your way home and you're just looking outside and you're feeling. So I just decided to make a song regarding that, because I know everybody can relate, because everybody at some point has been in a taxi.
Yeah. No, everybody. Yeah. And everybody sat there and had a bad day and had to sit there and think about it while they're in the the car. I've had literal cab drivers like talk to me about, one guy felt so bad for him. He met a woman online and he was sending her money, and she was clearly never meeting up with him. Right? She kept saying, "Oh, I just need some money. I'm gonna come." He flew to Mexico to go on vacation. She did not show up.
Wow.
And he was telling me all his business, like, and I was like, "Sir, you have to stop sending this woman." He was older, So sometimes, like, with older people, they really, because this scamming stuff is out of control right now
definitely.
When it comes to dating and everything. I was like, "Sir, you have to stop sending this woman money. It's really bothering. Like, I don't know you, but it's bothering me. Like, to not know this is not happening for you." He flew to Mexico. She didn't show up, and he still was sending her money.
Damn. But I also, about like just being in a taxi and talking, like, it's just really good to just have like a free, heartfelt conversation with somebody that you might not see again, like,
and who has no idea who you are.
Exactly,
too.
It just makes you more honest, and more expressive. Yeah.
So because who can you talk to now? Because sometimes you also have to think, like, I don't want to end up having my business.
Yeah,
we've seen so many things happen in this business and this industry.
Yeah, definitely, and it just feels good to just like be able to express yourself, or have like trusted people that you can talk to that won't take like your feelings or whatever you're going through and use it against you.
Now, there's also some very, I would say, as far as this album, we know you have a background in church and everything, and you always make sure that's something that you pay homage to as well. Like on a song like "Hey Father."
Yeah.
Can you talk about that and why that is so important to you for people who are listening? Because I feel like you always, no matter what it is, you still are who you are. You're not trying to like adjust to, being lit or too wild.
Yeah, so like I say, I've decided to like
you
I don't know if I can say
today too.
Yeah. So for me, I'd say God has always been like a very, very important factor in my life. Like whenever I'm going through stuff, I just pray, and in my mind I get clarity and I get calmer. Like if there's a situation I'm going through and I feel like I'm overwhelmed, when I pray I feel better. And I just really, like, it makes me, I'm just happy that I got exposed to that part of spirituality. Shout out to my parents, shout out to my family, and it's really helped because in this industry it's very, very volatile. It can get very, very intense, and you look to different vices to just like overcome it, like drugs and all of that. And I'd say drugs is a slippery slope. It's not something I'd ever want to get into. And I'd say being spiritual and praying helps me like not focus on those other aspects, because it's the industry. You get exposed to so much.
Yeah.
You get exposed to so much, and if you're going through something, you might just want to just, let me just like get lit so I can forget about my emotions and feelings. But for me, praying and just like being spiritual really helps me just like overcome that, and that's why God will always be an important factor in my life. And like I said, I like to make music about things that I believe in, and so every album, every project, I always have to talk about God on one or two songs. Yeah,
that's a fact, because even the song "Sip" is kind of like you're not just having a sip, but you're also
like talking
really
to
analyzing.
God. Yeah, Lord save me, don't want to lose my conscience. Like like I don't want to. I always say that I'm going to finish this game, like this game of music or this career with my soul intact. I'm not going to end my career or I'm not going to retire and now be damaged or something because of how the industry can be. I've always said that. I
love that.
Yeah, I've always made that promise to myself before I even started making music. Like I'm not going to lose my soul to this, because I see so many people, like, at the end of the day, when all is said and done, like, they're not happy, even with all the money, all the fame and all that. They're still not happy. They still don't feel fulfilled. And I'm like, nah, that's not gonna be me. Yeah. Man,
listen, we every day covering this Diddy trial. Do you? Is that like a big topic of conversation internationally?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I know we talk about it all the time.
No. That news is everywhere. Like, as long as you're involved in the entertainment scene, it's everywhere. Yeah.
That's a good warning right there. Like, when you see something like that and you like, whatever, regardless of whatever happened, I can never see like Joeboy showing up to.
No, that's not. That's that can't be me. Like I said, like I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything if I go somewhere and I feel like the energy's off, I'm out.
So what is fun for you?
Fun for me is like high energy stuff. Like, I love like stuff that makes my heart jump.
Skydiving.
Exactly. Skydiving, bungee jumping, paragliding, jet skiing. That's my kind of stuff. Like, I could travel. Like, there was one time we went to Suriname, and we just decided to go into the jungle.
Wow.
Like
isn't that dope? Like, to experience all of those things.
Yeah, those are things I love to do, and I love to read a lot too. I read every day. I read every day.
What are your favorite types of books? I love like autobiographies and biographies the most.
Yeah, so for me right now is biographies of like very, very powerful and famous people that I really, really like. Just want to know their story. Yeah.
Does it make you think about telling your own story? Like, definitely. One day you're gonna put yours.
Definitely something I'm gonna do. That's why I'm just like making sure I'm keeping everything down so that I can always like go back. And that's why I also decide to not do drugs, because I want to remember everything. I don't want things to be a blur. I want to remember every single thing. When I'm like 60, 70, I can talk about what happened to me like 40 years back. You get me?
So no shrooms or nothing?
Nothing, man. Nothing. Worst case is like...
just some wine. That's it.
You know me.
Just sip a little wine, have a good time.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, because it's also scary. You don't know if you'll try something and then...
Yeah. I don't want to find out.
Right. Listen, they raised you right at home. I want to tell you.
Shout out to my parents for sure.
All right, so when you think about this new label, like we talked about earlier, that's a big responsibility. So what is the goal? Like, what do you see happening with Young Legend? Because, again, people will tell you, like, the music business is a tough one to break into. And it's not just the music that makes money now, right? It's also, you got to figure out other streams of income.
Yeah.
So how is your business structured?
Yeah, so for me, I have my business manager, I have like my team that runs the day-to-day of everything. So like, there's not too much pressure on me to show up every day sometimes, because there's people that handles different stuff. So there's a structure. So for the label Young Legend, I want it to be like the plan is for it to be a very, very big entertainment label that not just focuses on music. We're definitely going to delve into like movies, into festivals, into parties, into like different events that just revolves around entertainment. So it's not just the music. And I'm already putting steps in place to make that happen, you know. And I'd say Young Legend is like my 10-year, 20-year project, you know, like, and I'm just happy I'm starting really, really young, and we're just building gradually. It's not something I'm not delusional. I'm not gonna say, well, like, I'm delusional sometimes. It works, but I'm not just gonna say, oh, I want Young Legend to be the biggest label tomorrow or next year.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be tomorrow, but
but it's
next
gonna
year
happen.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, you know what? You never know. So for me, I just I like to what we're doing is like creating and building like a strong foundation to be able to carry whatever like moments or wins that we have, and we can extend it and make it a legacy. So I'm just making sure I'm doing the groundwork now. I'm learning I'm reading books. I'm taking advice from people I see as mentors and just building from there. So
what has been the biggest challenge, you think?
The biggest challenge is let me see. Being able to what was our biggest challenge, Yola? Yeah, to keep evolving. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
because,
a good one.
Yeah, because the game is volatile. So I'd say one of the biggest challenges is being ahead of the curve, making sure you're ahead of the curve, because it's like, this thing, there was points where all you had to do was like post your music on DSPs. Now it went to TikTok. Now TikTok is not really working like the way it used to. Now everybody's looking for the next means of marketing. So it's just about like learning and looking for patterns that we can use to grow. So I'd say, evolving for sure.
All right. Well, listen, best of luck to you with everything, and congratulations on an amazing album, too.
Thank you so much.
And I always appreciate you for coming through, because I know.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're busy. I know you've been on tour. I know you had shows last night. Yeah. What's coming up next, like immediately?
Okay, so in 2 days we're traveling back to the UK. I have a show in Manchester on the 7th, on the 7th of June, and then we have London. London. Yeah, that's the next 2 dates. Next 2 days, then we're going to Canada after that.
Oh, wow. You are not stopping.
No, non-stop. I'm still on the road for like 2 more months. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by every single time. And when your new artists are ready.
Yeah, I'll bring them in. For sure.
Let me know. We would love to.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Joeboy. Thank you.